special happening in Sacramento in September. And I know this is just June, but tickets are going to go on sale for this shortly, so we want to give you the heads up. This is the California Capital Airshow. They've got an amazing night show and a concert, all to celebrate Mather Airport's 100th birthday. So this is a lot of celebration woven into one particular event. And here in studio to tell us about it, we have Darcy Brewer, who's the executive director for our California Capital Airshow. And also joining us today is Colonel Bob Bartonelli. He's on the board of directors for the Airshow. So thank you both for coming in so very much.
Thanks so much for having us back this year.
Yes. Yeah, well, you know, this is exciting. And we've had the Airshow before in past years, but this one is going to be taking us to a whole new level. So Darcy, maybe you can explain what's so special this year.
So we're going to be rocking the skies over Sacramento this September, and everybody's going to want to buckle up for a truly action-packed show. It's sure to keep everybody on the edge of their seats for a whole 3 days as we celebrate Mather's 100th birthday. And we're going to do it in a very unique way. So not only will fans enjoy the spine-tingling weekend of thrills, chills, and jaw-dropping excitement with the United States Air Force Thunderbirds and the F-35 and the Canadian Hornet and the Golden Knights, and more than 4 hours of a world-class lineup of jets and aerobatic performances, but we're adding something very special to dazzle the crowds this year. We're adding a Friday night show that is very different than what you're going to see on the weekend. It's an air show after dark, and it's a one-of-a-kind feast for the senses. So jets and aerobatic performers are going to light up the sky with streaming flares, showers of colorful bursts from their wings, and thundering music and pyrotechnics. And it's all to honor Sacramento County's Mather Airport's 100th birthday, and I think we're going to do it in a really big way. So,
you know, Darcy, I grew up in an Air Force family, and I've seen a lot of air shows. I don't believe I've ever seen a nighttime air show.
I hadn't either until
right?
you put
I
one
didn't even
on.
know it was possible. So
it is, and we get that question a lot. Gosh, what's a night show like? Is it like watching submarine races? I mean, it's dark, right?
Yeah,
and so we've had a little experience with this. We've tested it a little bit before on our 10th anniversary, but in a very small way. But this is time we're going big. It's all about families, and not only will all the planes be lit up, the noise and color that you can't even imagine, and they don't do night shows across the country very often, but we're going to have a huge wall of fire at the end and breathtaking fireworks display, and then the whole thing wraps up with a concert sponsored by Sacramento Jet Center featuring Wonder Bread 5, so everybody can dance, so families can stay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it's 3 nights or 3 days, or 2 days, 1 night. Yeah. Basically, the Friday night and the 2-day events, Saturday and Sunday. So I guess I'll ask you about tickets coming up, but you can go to all of them, or there's a package or something?
Well, for the very first time ever, because you can't see it all in one day. Yeah. I mean, the performances, we're 9 to 5 on the weekends. And the flying starts before noon and ends well after 4. So we decided the best way to handle such a big celebration is to do a weekend ticket bundle. And tickets launch next week. Everybody can find out everything they want to know on our website, CaliforniaCapitalAirshow.com. But what they won't know and what they won't expect from us, because we've never done it before, is the details of the centennial. And Bob, I think, wanted to share a little bit with you about that.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the centennial and the theme of it, because, you know, Colonel Martinelli, I spent years growing up on Mather. My dad was the base commander at Mather Air Force Base. So I'm very familiar with that base, and I'm just curious how you're going to celebrate the 100 years and talk about the theme and the depth of this celebration.
Well, we build the air show around a theme every year, and this one was kind of easy with the 100th birthday coming up. So we're going to accomplish that by bringing aircraft that have served at Mather, going all the way back to 1918 with the Curtiss JN-4 Jetty that was actually built by Liberty Iron Works right here in Sacramento, way back when.
How about that?
Concept pushed very hard by the Chamber of Commerce, you know, trying to get the military out of Mather, or what was to become Mather. But we're going to have those aircraft arrayed from the Jenny through the B-52s that served during the Cold War, up to the Boeing 767s that are flying for UPS today to make that a commercial hub out there at Mather Airport. In addition to the aircraft, we're also creating 4 history pavilions that will break up that 100-year period into 4 eras, talking about World War I and the interwar years, World War II and victory in the Pacific, and then the Cold War and the training that happened there through the closing in 1993. And then we'll transition to another pavilion that talks about the airport as it's been in existence since the 95 time period to today and beyond, the growth that's occurring out there. And we'll tell that story with photographs from the area, from the various eras. We've been working with the Sacramento Public Library, the Center for Sacramento History, and other agencies that have provided us great photographs that tell the story of the men and women that served there, as well as the aircraft and the various events that took place over the years. And then we're also partnering with the California Military Museum to bring artifacts out from the era. So we're breaking it up to those eras. People can stroll through these pavilion areas and then go out to the aircraft themselves, get photographs, learn about the history of Mather, and importantly, learn about its future.
I just think that's a wonderful thing, because I don't know if people, especially if you're brand new to the area, the impact that Mather had on Sacramento, you know, through these 100 years, and even in ways that don't really, shouldn't even be probably included in the history, but just, you know, speaking personally, like I think as a young person growing up on the Air Force Base, and how all the kids from Mather went up to Folsom High School. Like, we were part of the community in ways that people don't know, where they bus the kids from Mather up to Folsom. So there was a lot of interaction between people who were on the base with Sacramento society and culture, and you know, that's just something, as I said, it's probably of no consequence for this event, but it is part of the history of our city.
Well, another thing that folks really don't know, as an Air Force base, we actually trained students from all 4 services in 88 allied nations that passed through Mather over its history. Thousands of students that came through there and saw the Sacramento area, the community, and helped Rancho Cordova grow into the all-American city that it is today. So it's really been a place that's contributed significantly, I think, to the culture and just the whole productivity of the Sacramento region.
I would agree with you. All right, well, so Darcy,
Yes.
Bringing it back around, you wanted to tell us more about getting those tickets, or
I do have one other item first. And we do want everybody to get involved, and there will be lots of ways to do that over the next 90 days, but then the show is going to happen. But I wanted to share that the planning for this year's show has been in the works for about 6 years now. Our presenting sponsors, Sacramento County, City of Rancho Cordova, and a long list of caring community partners, including KFBK, that support this event, have been carefully working to create an amazing family experience to the smallest, down to the smallest detail. But our visit to you today has been a priority on the docket for a really long time. So on behalf of the California Capital Airshow Board of Directors, in honor of your lifetime of commitment and devotion to the Sacramento region, it's our distinct honor to invite you to be the Grand Marshal for the 2018 California Capital Airshow and play a key role in the loud and colorful opening ceremonies as we kick off this thrilling celebration. It'll really be like no other, and we couldn't think of a more fitting opportunity to honor not only your father, Colonel Howard O'Neill's service to our nation, to our community, and to Mather Airport, not to mention your grandfather and uncle's extraordinary legacy of service, but also to showcase the service, sacrifice stories and experiences of so many other men and women who've served this massive and historic facility over the past century, and I hope you'll accept.
I feel like you just proposed it. And yes, I would be delighted and honored, and it would be my privilege. I'm moved by this request. Yes, all this runs very deep in my family, so I would be proud to represent. So absolutely,
wonderful.
Thank you
so
very much.
Fans aren't going to want to miss the show. They're going to want to be out there 2 or 3 days, and they're not going to want to miss you opening the show up for the weekend, because it's going to be great. Tickets launch next week. They're substantially discounted for Airshow insiders. People can sign up. It's free, and all the information you need is on CaliforniaCapitalAirshow.com from now until showtime.
Wow. Okay. Well, beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to be a part of this incredible celebration. So thank you both. And for springing that on me, I love it. Okay. Darcy Brewer there again, the executive director there of our California Capital Airshow, and Colonel Bob Martinelli on the board of directors. Yeah, okay, group hug. We're in this together now, and we'll do it. Thank you all for coming, and much more to come here on KFBK.